Who is the original creator of the C++ programming language? Dennis Ritchie, Bjarne Stroustrup, James Gosling, Guido van Rossum. Bjarne Stroustrup. Bjarne Stroustrup, a Danish computer scientist, began developing C++ in 1979 at Bell Labs. C++ was designed to be a superset of which other programming language? Java, Python, C, Fortran. C. C++ was built upon the C language to add object-oriented features and other enhancements. Most valid C code is also valid C++ code. What was the original name for C++? C+, Objective-C, C2, C with classes. C with classes. Before being renamed C++ in 1983, the language was developed under the name C with classes, reflecting its origin. C++ is primarily known for what kind of applications? Web-based scripts and small websites. Data analysis and artificial intelligence. High-performance systems, game engines, and embedded devices. Mobile app development for iOS and Android. High-performance systems, game engines, and embedded devices. Because C++ is compiled and offers low-level memory control, it is the standard for industries that require maximum performance, such as AAA video games, operating systems, and robotics. What major programming paradigm did C++ popularize that C did not have? Procedural programming, functional programming, object-oriented programming, OOP, logical programming. Object-oriented programming, OOP. C is a procedural language. The primary innovation of C with classes, later C++, was the addition of classes, which are the foundation of object-oriented programming, OOP. What does STL stand for in C++? Standard Type Library, Standard Template Library, Standard Task Library, System Type Language. Standard Template Library. The Standard Template Library, STL, is a core part of the C++ standard library, providing containers, like vector, algorithms, like sort, and iterators. What C++ feature allows writing generic code that works with different data types, e.g., a list of int or a list of string? Inheritance. Templates. Pointers. Namespaces. Templates. Templates are the foundation of generic programming in C++, allowing functions and classes, like the STL, to operate on generic types. Is C++ an interpreted language, like Python, or a compiled language, like C? Interpreted. Compiled. It is both interpreted and compiled. It is neither. Compiled. C++ is a compiled language, meaning its source code is translated directly into machine code by a compiler, like G++, Clang, or MSVC, before execution. What organization is responsible for the official standardization of C++? Microsoft. The C++ Foundation. Bell Labs. ISO, International Organization for Standardization. ISO, International Organization for Standardization. The C++ language is standardized by a working group, WG21, within the ISO. This ensures that different compilers, like G++ and MSVC, work the same way. What does the C++ design philosophy zero overhead principle mean? The language is free to use. All features are simple to learn. What you don't use, you don't pay for, in performance. Code must compile with zero errors. What you don't use, you don't pay for, in performance. This core principle means that high-level abstractions, like classes or templates, should not add any performance cost compared to writing equivalent low-level C-style code if you don't use them. What feature, heavily updated in C++ 11, helps prevent memory leaks by managing object lifetimes automatically? Smart pointers, e.g., unique_ptr, shared_ptr. Garbage collector. The new and delete operators. Templates. Smart pointers, e.g., unique_ptr, shared_ptr. Smart pointers, like std, unique_ptr and std, shared_ptr, were standardized in C++ 11 and use the RAII principle to automatically free memory when the pointer goes out of scope. What is the C++ term for bundling data, attributes, and methods, functions, that operate on the data? Inheritance. Polymorphism. Encapsulation. Abstraction. Encapsulation. Encapsulation is the OOP principle of bundling data and the functions that manipulate that data into a single unit, or class. What C++ concept allows a class, derived class, to acquire the properties of another class, base class? Encapsulation. Inheritance. Polymorphism. Templates. Inheritance. Inheritance is the OOP principle that allows a new class, derived, to be based on an existing class, base, inheriting its members and behaviors. What C++ OOP concept allows an object to be treated as an instance of its parent class? Polymorphism. Encapsulation. Abstraction. Compilation. Polymorphism. Polymorphism, often via virtual functions, allows a pointer to a base class to call the correct function of a derived class, treating different objects in a uniform way. What does the ++ in the name C++ signify? It means better than C. It signifies the increment operator, suggesting it is an increment of C. It means C version 2. It was a marketing name, it has no logical meaning. It signifies the increment operator, suggesting it is an increment of C. The name C++, pronounced C++, was coined by Rick Mashady in 1983. The ++ is the C increment operator, suggesting an enhancement or increment of the C language. C++ is a statically typed language. What does this mean? Variables cannot change their value. the language never changes. Variable types are checked at runtime. Variable types are checked at compile time. Variable types are checked at compile time. Statically typed means the type of every variable, e.g., int, double, is known at compile time, and the compiler checks for type errors before the program runs. Dynamically typed languages, like Python, check types at runtime. Which C++ standard version, released in 2011, is considered the first modern C++ standard? C++ 98, C++ 03, C++ 11, C++ 17. C++ 11. C++ 11 was a major update that added many crucial features used today, such as smart pointers, the auto keyword, lambda expressions, and move semantics. Which of these industries heavily relies on C++ for its high-speed calculation needs? Front-end web development, mobile app user interfaces, quantitative finance and algorithmic trading, content management systems, CMS. Quantitative finance and algorithmic trading. Quantitative finance relies on extremely fast calculations for trading algorithms, where milliseconds matter. C++ is dominant in this field due to its raw performance. What is the term for a C++ language that is a mix of paradigms, e.g., procedural, object-oriented, functional? Multi-paradigm language. Compiled language. Statically typed language. Legacy language. Multi-paradigm language. C++ is a multi-paradigm language. You can write simple C-style procedural code, complex object-oriented systems, or use functional programming features like lambdas. What C++ mechanism allows you to group related functions and classes under a single name to avoid naming conflicts? Namespaces. Templates. Libraries. Headers. Namespaces. A namespace is a declarative region that provides a scope to identifiers, names of types, functions, variables, etc. The std namespace is the most common example.